Welcome to Black History 365 The Throwdown, a series where I explain, educate, and explore historical events, unsung black figures of world history. I recount the struggles and triumphs of black people worldwide. I'm your host, Yusuf Hersey, and in this episode, I'll be presenting the story of African-American explorer Matthew Henson. Matthew Henson, an African-American explorer who was born in Charles County, Maryland, on August 8, 1866, was the first person in history to reach the North Pole. At a young age, he was orphaned and lived with his aunt in Washington, D.C. However, he quit school in order to be a sailor. At the age of 12, he joined Captain Child's crew on the merchant ship Katie Hines, traveling around the world for 6 years. He became an expert at charting and navigating. And at the age of 20, Henson was discovered by an explorer named Robert E. Peary, who was impressed with the vast amount of his geographical knowledge and experience. As a result, Peary invited Henson to join him for an expedition designed to investigate the feasibility of a canal linking the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans through Nicaragua. After that expedition, Henson and Peary undertook 7 more expeditions with the goal of becoming the first to reach the North Pole, which was Peary's dream. Because of how difficult the mission was, they failed 6 times. Nevertheless, this didn't stop them from planning the 7th expedition. For it, Henson taught himself how to build sleds, how to master a team of dogs, and how to speak the Inuit language. Henson invested many hours of study to make the corresponding calculations. All of the hard work and planning paid off because on April 6, 1909, Matthew Henson arrived at the North Pole and planted the American flag. He arrived 45 minutes ahead of Peary, whose progress was a lot slower because he lost several toes to frostbite. Sadly, it wasn't until more than 30 years later in 1945 that Henson received the Navy Medal from Congress, and it wasn't until 1961 that a plaque was erected in his honor at the State House at Annapolis, Maryland. Henson died in the Bronx, New York City on March 9, 1955, at the age of 88. In 1988, his remains were moved to Arlington National Cemetery, where he was buried with full honors next to his friend, Robert Peary. And be sure to tune in every Tuesday and Friday for new episodes. Remember that Black history should be learned about and celebrated every day and not just in 28 days. So stay educated, and thank you for listening. I'm your host, Yusuf Hersey, and until the next episode, peace.